The new season is just weeks away, and fans around the globe are buzzing with excitement and anticipation. The recent transfer window, the Club World Cup, and even the preseason friendlies have already shown clear signs that the 2025-26 campaign is shaping up to be truly unforgettable. While the season promises plenty of surprises and twists, there are some developments we can confidently predict. Today, we're diving into those, the 10 things that will definitely happen in the 2025-26 season. Big shout out to the subscriber who requested this video in the comments. We've done a similar prediction last year and nailed most of it. Feel free to check out that video to see just how accurate we were. Now, let's break down what to expect for 2025-26. One of the biggest trends is the widening gap between the Premier League's giants and the smaller clubs. Last season was full of shocks. Nottingham Forest secured a European spot. Crystal Palace stunned everyone by beating Manchester City to win the FA Cup. Newcastle upset Liverpool to claim the EFL Cup, and teams like Brighton and Bournemouth had breakthrough performances. But get ready for a shift. The big clubs have flexed their financial muscles in the transfer market, bringing in top talent and reinforcing their squads. Meanwhile, clubs like Brentford are struggling after losing their coach, goalkeeper, top scorer, and key midfielders, and could even lose their strikers soon. Bournemouth's defensive line has been dismantled with 2 key defenders gone and a potential third on the way. Wolves have also lost both their star player and top defender. This upcoming season looks set to reinforce the dominance of the traditional powerhouses, as the smaller clubs face an uphill battle to keep up. Nottingham Forest has already seen one of its key players depart this off-season, and that's just one piece of a much larger puzzle. The Premier League is undergoing major shifts, with many teams losing vital talent, signaling a growing divide between the league's powerhouses and its smaller clubs. But amid all this turmoil, one prediction stands out loud and clear. The record for the most goals scored in a single 38-game Premier League season is set to be broken. Currently, the record stands at 1,246 goals, set during the 2023-24 season. But the summer transfer window has dramatically bolstered attacking talent across the league. Clubs have secured some of the best goal scorers in the world, including rising stars like Jakirs, Wirtz, Ekitike, and Thierry. Even established scorers already in the Premier League such as Joao Pedro, Delap Cunha, moved to more attack-minded teams, setting them up for bigger goal hauls than ever before. The excitement doesn't stop there. Rumors abound about potential moves for Alexander Isak to a top Premier League club and the arrival of Zako. Meanwhile, household names like Mohamed Salah, Erling Haaland, Bukayo Saka, and Cole Palmer remain hungry and motivated to find the back of the net. With this unprecedented attacking firepower, it's reasonable to expect the league's total goals to surpass 1,300 in the 2025-26 season, obliterating the current record. Think this prediction is bold? The season has barely started. Up next, we'll dive into our forecast for the 2026 Premier League title race, breaking down patterns and statistics to see who's poised to come out on top. But first, let's shift focus to La Liga, where major changes are brewing. Big names are set to exit Real Madrid and Barcelona, and the ongoing saga between Barcelona and Ter Stegen is just heating up. The situation at Barcelona seems to be deteriorating by the day. With the recent signing of a young goalkeeper, the German veteran Ter Stegen could find himself on the way out next season. On top of that, Robert Lewandowski's future at the club is uncertain, with rumors swirling about a potential exit. And that's not all. There could be 1 or 2 shocking departures, maybe even Rafinha. It's anyone's guess at this point. Over at Real Madrid, big changes are also looming. Dani Carvajal might be saying goodbye now that the club has secured Trent Alexander-Arnold. There are also talks that Antonio Rudiger and David Alaba could leave. Don't count out potential exits from young stars like Vinicius Jr. or Rodrigo. Either these surprises could shake the squad deeply. Now, here's the tough truth no one wants to hear. Next season, the big clubs are likely to suffer significant injury problems. Don't shoot the messenger, but it's almost inevitable. The calendar has become more packed than ever, with more games played over the last few seasons. The expanded Champions League, a more competitive Nations League, and the introduction of the new Club World Cup have all added to players' workload. Footballers aren't machines, and this increase in minutes will take its toll. The biggest clubs, whose stars play the most minutes, both domestically and internationally, will feel the impact the hardest. But there's a silver lining. A fallen giant is poised to rise again. A major resurgence is on the horizon, though. Exactly who will bounce back is still a mystery. Could it be Manchester United, AC Milan, Ajax, or even Everton? One thing's for sure, it's going to happen. These clubs have all made big changes, signing new players, bringing in fresh coaching staff, and in some cases, welcoming new owners. And with the hunger to prove themselves, clubs like United and Everton are ready to fight their way back into the spotlight. AC Milan won't be competing in European tournaments next season, which means they'll have a much lighter schedule compared to other top clubs. Without the grind of Champions League or Europa League fixtures, Milan will have more time to focus solely on domestic competitions like Serie A and the Coppa Italia. This could work in their favor, giving them fresher legs and a better chance to mount a serious challenge on the home front. Sometimes, not juggling multiple competitions can be a blessing, especially with the intense physical demands of modern football. But while Milan enjoys a less crowded calendar, we're forecasting a surprise twist for the reigning European champions, Paris Saint-Germain. PSG absolutely dominated the 2024-25 season. They tore through opponents with an almost unstoppable force and secured their first ever Champions League trophy, completing a historic European treble along the way. Although they fell short in the Club World Cup, the possibility of clinching a sextuple that's 6 major trophies in 1 year was within their reach. Their dominance was breathtaking, and with such a young, talented squad, the expectation was that PSG would continue to steamroll opposition next season. However, here's our bold prediction. PSG will be exposed, not completely off the map, but they won't be the untouchable force they appeared to be last year. By the time the new Champions League season kicks off, the aura of invincibility surrounding PSG will have faded. Opposing teams will no longer fear them blindly. That initial shock and awe will wear off, with more detailed scouting reports, tactical plans, and psychological readiness. Opponents will find ways to break down PSG's game. They'll still be a top-tier team with moments of brilliance, but they won't maintain that devastating edge that left rivals shell-shocked last season. Switching gears to the Champions League itself, there's one storyline we're excited about. An underdog or unexpected team making a deep run, maybe even all the way to the semifinals or finals. Our eyes are on Napoli and Galatasaray, 2 champions of their respective leagues, who have also been busy strengthening their squads over the summer. Napoli, for example, have already signed exciting talents like Noah Lang and Kevin De Bruyne, and their recruitment drive isn't over yet. Under the guidance of the highly respected Antonio Conte, Napoli have all the tools to surprise Europe once again. Meanwhile, Galatasaray have made impressive moves they've signed Leroy Sane, an explosive winger with tons of experience, and secured Victor Osimhen on a permanent deal after a successful loan spell. If things break their way, maybe a favorable group draw, some key players hitting form, and avoiding serious injuries, either Napoli or Galatasaray could make a historic run deep into the Champions League. It's the perfect time for these clubs to shine on the biggest stage. Now, turning back to the Premier League, the upcoming season promises a heated rivalry that's been simmering for a while. Manchester City versus Arsenal. These two teams have been trading barbs in controversial moments over the past few seasons, and it looks like the tension will boil over in 2025-26. Last season alone was filled with drama. Erling Haaland, the powerhouse striker for City, infamously threw a ball at Arsenal's Gabriel's head, sparking outrage. Then, after scoring, Haaland told Arsenal's manager, Mikel Arteta, to be humble, a clear message of confidence and rivalry. But Arsenal didn't take that lightly. When they beat City later, Gabriel Martinelli did Haaland's signature celebration, flipping the script and adding fuel to the fire. These fiery exchanges are a sign that the battle for the Premier League crown is not just about points, it's about pride, respect, and dominance. Expect the City vs Arsenal fixtures next season to be more intense than ever, with both teams hungry to prove they are the top dog in English football. Arsenal had the last laugh last season, coming out on top in key moments and proving their mettle against Manchester City. But City won't be satisfied with just playing second fiddle. Heading into the 2025-26 season, they'll be late on one goal, getting the upper hand and reclaiming the Premier League crown. Meanwhile, Arsenal won't go down without a fight. Now armed with a powerful, charismatic striker who brings both skill and personality to the pitch, the North Londoners have added a new edge to their game. This means next season's City vs Arsenal clashes could get downright chaotic, and honestly, we wouldn't be shocked if tempers flare so much that a full-blown brawl breaks out on the pitch. The passion and rivalry are only intensifying, so who's going to lift the Premier League trophy when the dust settles? Naturally, Liverpool enters the conversation as one of the favorites. As defending champions, with an absolutely electric transfer window behind them, they're in a prime position to challenge once again. Arsenal will be right up there too. They've finished second for 3 consecutive seasons now, and with the signing of a top-tier striker, they're ready to push even harder for that elusive title. But here's our take. The title race will likely come down to either Manchester City or Chelsea. And before you accuse us of favoritism, this prediction is rooted in historical patterns and managerial track records. Pep Guardiola, throughout his entire managerial career, has never gone more than 1 season without winning a league title. That level of consistency is almost unprecedented. On the other side, Chelsea have a storied tradition of triumphing under Italian managers. They lifted the Premier League under Ancelotti and Conte, won the Champions League with Di Matteo, secured the Europa League with Sarri, and claimed both the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup and UEFA Super Cup under V. And let's not forget, their current coach Maresca is Italian too, which could be a promising sign for another trophy haul. Chelsea already have the Club World Cup in the bag, Could they add another major trophy this season? It's definitely within the realm of possibility. Of course, we're not discounting Liverpool at all. They're a powerhouse, no question. But history shows they haven't managed back-to-back league titles since the 1980s. And after tasting Premier League glory, their focus might shift more heavily towards European success in the Champions League. Finally, a word of warning. Expect something very strange, even bizarre, to happen during the winter fixtures in one of the major leagues. We can't say exactly what, but mark our words, it'll be a moment that shocks fans and pundits alike. So, how many of these predictions do you think will come true? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and while you're there, feel free to share your own predictions for the 2025-26 season. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on our latest content. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Bye.